Y'all, it looks like we were dead wrong about young Miami's situation with Diddy, because he is not the victim. We thought she was Gina Huyn, Diddy's longtime side piece, has stepped forward exposing how Miami joined forces with Diddy to hurt her while she was in a situationship with Diddy. Turns out Gina endured a treatment eerily similar to what Cassie went through, and let me tell you, the evidence Gina brings to the table is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Looks like Diddy's gearing up for another legal storm because this situation is about to hit the fan big time, so remember all those talks about how young Miami should steer clear of Diddy because he might be treating her how he did Cassie. People were genuinely worried, thinking she might be his next target, but surprise, surprise, turns out Miami wasn't just a damsel in distress. Nope, far from it. She knew exactly what Diddy was all about when it came to women, and shocker, she actually played a role in his shenanigans. Can you believe it? And this isn't just some rumor mill churning out gossip. Nope, Diddy's ex-lling Gina Huyn is stepping up with some serious allegations against both Diddy and Miami. And she pointing fingers at Miami too, claiming that she was right there in the mix, aiding and abetting the whole mess. After Cassie filed that lawsuit, it was pretty much a waiting game for the floodgates to open. With the stuff Cassie spilled in there, it was clear she wasn't the only one on the receiving end of Diddy's cruelty. It then went on to list a very long list of instances of how he hurt her in childhood. It was worse than we could ever imagine. In the lawsuit, Cassie laid out how Diddy was obsessed with dominating and controlling her, claiming that he would stoop to any low to maintain that grip, even resorting to slipping her substances to ensure that she did everything he wanted when he wanted. And how he wanted. Cassie recounted how he'd manipulate her into taking stuff against her will, a twisted tactic aimed at keeping her under his thumb. And when it came to control, Diddy took it to another level by controlling Cassie's medical records. There was the time where she needed an MRI after enduring his physical aggression and being pumped full of so many substances that her memory started to falter. It's a chilling testament to the extent of manipulation and mistreatment she endured at his hands. At this point, it was clear that Cassie was not the first woman that Diddy had hurt, because he seemed pretty experienced at it. Take, for example, his relationship with his first baby mama, Misa Hilton. According to reports, Diddy was extremely aggressive with her, and he would put paws on her over the most trivial thing. What's even more alarming is that he wasn't even scared to get physical with her in public, according to his former bodyguard, Gene Deal. There was one especially terrible incident where Diddy's aggression towards Misa was so intense that she sought refuge under a car to escape his anger.
Misa was out there. She was messing with the dude from EPMD. That's why Puff first bad. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No, you fine. Tell.
Kim Porter, the mother of Diddy's 4 children, faced a similar traumatic ordeal. Diddy's aggression towards her was relentless, resulting in visible bruises on her face and body. And one particularly disturbing incident, their argument escalated to the point where he broke her nose. An article from 2005 actually talking about this. Diddy Combs' girlfriend Kim Porter was left with a broken nose after the couple argued on Coles' yacht in St. Tropez. Combs flew in a specialist plastic surgeon from Geneva after the accident. Porter has since claimed that she hurt her face after she banged her nose on a table, but Diddy's mistreatment of Kim didn't stop there. Shocking allegations emerged, suggesting he allegedly subjected her to the degrading act of licking Cassie's used tampon. For context, there was an overlap between Kim and Cassie and Diddy's life, and Cassie was his side piece. However, it's important to emphasize that Cassie was also a victim in this situation, and none of that was her fault. Eventually, Kim started fighting back at Diddy, and Gene Deal revealed that she fought back hard.
When they were at home at Kim's house on 110th Street, he wanted to, put his hands on her in the wrong way. And Kim took one of those corkscrews and ripped his wrists up and hit an artery. And when she did that, he had to rush over to St. Luke's Hospital.
He started being an ass. So I say the first 3.5 years, he was mean to me.
So when you say mean, describe it.
He was always belittling me and always he was mentally, emotionally, and physically me.
Did he?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the first time we've heard that.
Mm-hmm.
There was an incident, of course, with Cassie, where reporters are saying that the police were called because they got into an altercation. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me some of the things that he would say to you.
He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one and she's the good one.
And he was with both of you guys at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, when we spoke the other night, you said that things had gotten so serious that you became pregnant. Not once, but twice, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When was the first time you became pregnant with Diddy's child?
The first time was October 2014.
Okay. So this was like, what, a year after?
No, not a year, but because I met him in February and then I got
Okay.
pregnant in October.
Oh, so the same year.
The same year.
Okay. And you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?
I told him, and he was like, you're gonna get a right, and then I was like,
Ooh.
I don't know, yet, and then he offered me $50,000 to get rid of it, but I turned it down because, I just loved him, and and I was like trying to prove that I wasn't the girl that wanted him for money.
Okay.
I just care about him.
But the crazy part is that she also hinted that he wasn't alone in hurting her, because Young Miami also had a role to play. Fans have been speculating about this for a long time, and it's all because of Miami's words and actions on social media. I mean, do y'all remember that messy fight that they had on social media last year? And it all started when Gina posted this picture of Diddy kissing her on the cheek. Miami didn't like this, and she took to Twitter to accuse Gina of clout chasing, saying, "Somebody please give this beast some attention." Gina replied on her Instagram stories, writing, "If anyone's seeking attention, it's you. Suck my d. I don't give an F." Miami then claimed that Gina was trying to use her for clout, and she said, "Attention, B, I am the attention. Let's be clear, notice me, please, B, go sit down. We see you, relax. It's okay, you've been around, just around for years. You've been waiting on this moment. If he can't make you famous, B, I ain't arguing with no B that got cheap lint ball carpet in their house effing on a billionaire, you freaky B." Gina responded to Miami, writing, "Why you so pressed, mama? I thought you was a city girl." Miami hit back, saying, "I am, and that's why I F with your man and ain't coming off him. I don't care how many pics you post, get that head bread and leave." According to some reports, Gina has been pointing out how Miami always has white nail polish on every time she's with Diddy. Gina also alleged that Miami would dictate their actions during their encounters. And it seems there's been evidence of this staring us in the face all along. During one heated exchange between Gina and Miami even went as far as threatening her with a freak-off. She wrote, "If I wanted you to eat my P. Diddy, would have had you on your knees, you a eater." Gina, you've been down bad ever since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You've been around as a bee that eat P and D when he feel like it. You a eater, you the same bee that was crying on Tasha K cuz you wanted a baby, pour sushi back. Then we brushed it off as mere words in the heat of the moment. But with all that we know now, it's become apparent that Miami is just as much of a perpetrator as Diddy. It's mind-boggling to realize that all the signs were there right in front of us, and yet we failed to connect the dots. Gina's revelations have us shook to the core, and fans left comments say, "Young Miami, aka Kisha, knows he's a bad guy, look what." She tweeted to Did's ex Gina during their back and forth. Young Miami confirmed a lot of things that happened to Cassie via her argument with Gina months ago after reading these tweets from her. "I have an opinion on Young Miami. She appears to be the type of woman who would help and mistreat other women for the benefit of her and her man. She might come up with some paperwork in the future fishy. And this right here just further proves to me that she is well aware of how that man moves and treats women, and she is perfectly okay with it." Also referring to her as sushi is nasty. This is one big hot mess. But do you guys believe Gina in her stories, and do you believe that Miami has been enabling Did's behavior? Drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.